Okay, today's video, we're going to talk about audience level bid adjustments through Google Ads that can make the leads you're getting much higher quality, therefore much higher profit, be a lot more profitable to you. Or if you're generating like e-commerce, the customers to be buying more, both on their initial purchase as well as future purchases, if that's important to you. Or of course, if you're generating leads, the customers that you get out of those leads end up buying more from you on the initial and also future transactions for you as well. Almost nobody does what I'm sharing with you here today, and for sure not going to be doing it in your niche because it's outside the box thinking here. Google set and try to give their advertisers another option to be able to do this for their advertisers, yet nobody really capitalizes on it. So I'm going to explain how we're capitalizing on it and how much of a difference this is actually going to make on your results and how much more money you are going to be able to make with your campaigns by the end of the video. That said, I'll get right into the content. So almost nobody uses this trick, where you do bid adjustments on the audience level or through the audience menu on your ad accounts for search and display ads. But can help any one of you guys watching, and because obviously all of you have a little bit different goals, but it can help you in any of these situations, which basically covers every situation you could basically be in. If right now you don't have enough leads or sales from your current ad spend, in other words, it's just not profitable for you, this will be able to make your ads profitable. If the leads you're getting now, assuming you're generating leads versus doing like e-commerce, if the leads are too poor of quality, this will make the lead quality much more better, so that the leads that you're getting will be worth what you're paying to get them. Or if you can't scale your operations, which a lot of you guys probably aren't in this situation, but if you're in a situation where you can't handle all the work that's coming in, or you don't have enough operations to get all the work out, or you're out of stock or whatever even. This will actually make sure that the customers you have coming in are higher quality. So even if you didn't have any stock, it'd be better off, you can benefit from this strategy here, because the customers who come in are going to buy more, the more lifetime value as we call it in the marketing space, so that at least for the customers you do get, ultimately they're going to pay off more in the future when you eventually do have stock. But realistically, this is about, if you have, let's say, a accounting firm, you can only handle so many clients. You're better off getting the clients who ultimately are going to make more money, that you could charge more money. This will get you a better quality client that you could charge more money. So if your limitation is getting the work done, getting the product out, this will put you in position to get more out of a customer than you had before, or more importantly, that you'll be able to charge the customers more money. So you can get more profit per customer that you can actually process. And then finally, for you guys who are profitable, you like Google Ads, but you just want more of it, you can't scale your account, you want to pay the same cost per customer or cost per lead that you're paying now and get more, but you can't get more, this will get you more leads and sales at your same cost per lead, same cost per sale that you have now, so that you can scale your ad account. Any one of these individual problems I just rattled off for you, this, adjusting your bids on the audience level is going to be able to fix this problem for you, and not in just a small way, but a very large way. So how do you set this up now to do audience adjustments so you actually can achieve any one of these goals for your business, depending on what you're doing? Of which we have a simple 6-step plan, which is really 5 steps, really at the end of the day, when you take away the ones that are kind of fringe things that are just nice to have. First thing you do is you're going to upload your customer list to Google if you haven't done that already. And then in the Audience Insights menu, under your audience menu in your ad account, it'll tell you the traits of the customers that you do have that they have. Do they like coffee? Do they like doing business travel? Do they like board games? It'll tell you all this free information about your customers. So when you do your audience bid level bid adjustments, you know what to do more of that gives you the customers that are profitable to you, or the leads that are profitable to you. If you're generating leads, you upload your customers to get a bead on who the traits that make a customer versus a lead. If you're looking for a better quality customer, then what you do is you just upload the top 20% of customers that you have that spend the most and find out the unique traits that make them unique and just upload them. So that is, in other words, what we're trying to do up front is find out of the people that we do want more of, what specific traits make them unique so we can differentiate and separate them out of the front-end advertising we're doing on Google Ads, whether that's on search or display, so that we start getting more of it. As a continuation from number 1, Google gives you free data about your customers that you ultimately want to get more of. You can look at your customer list yourself and find out what are the anomalies that what are the trends in there that make them unique. Are they from a certain part of the country? Are they a certain age? So on and so forth. You can look at that yourself. But also this is something very few people do, and I love doing this for companies that we're helping, data enrichment services. Go to Google, type in data enrichment companies. You could literally take that same top 20% of customer list that makes you the most money in terms of they spend the most money and or the easiest to deal with, whatever, however you define the best customers. And you give that list to the data enrichment service, and they'll tell you a lot more information about what makes those people similar. They'll give you hits. Anything, any individual trait that, where more than one customer fit, ultimately, they'll tell you what that trait is. Or they'll tell you what the affinity level is. So traits that hit or that match the most of the people on your customer list, they'll tell you what those are. So what you'll find out is some weird stuff, like people that like to do magic, like, which is a hobby, if you will. Your best customers, the trait that made them, that was most commonly on your customer list that most of your customers fit were they like magic. Well, once you know that, you could add that. Ultimately, if you can't see where we're going here, you add that as an audience to on your campaigns, and then adjust your bids up for that, or be able to single out the people that are interested in magic, because that gets you the actual customer you want, not just any customer. So that if you ultimately can't scale your operations, like I said, you can ultimately get the customers that will pay more, and so you can get more out of each customer. Or if you're not getting enough leads, this gets you the person that's the leads that are most likely to turn into a sale, so you can make the ads profitable and so forth. So once you find out as much as you possibly can about the traits that make the top 20% of your customers the top 20%, or what makes a customer, you're going to go ahead and add all those audiences to your account in the audience menu. Search campaigns or display campaigns being the same thing. If you're running, but you don't just add that. I encourage you to go ahead and add 500 other unique ones, random ones, things that ultimately you'd like to see how well. What other trends can we find? Because the data enrichment services and Google's only going to give you so much information. If you add 500 other unique audiences, we could see how well someone converts if they're in that audience versus not in that audience, which I'll get into more about that later. If you're doing display campaigns, you're going to make sure to add those other random audiences as observances only, because you don't want to make sure to target those people. You just want to see if they're in that list, how well do they convert? Do they convert above average or below average? On Google search, if you don't add a unique bid adjustment on those audiences, it'll just tell you the same thing. Is it above average? Does it convert above average or below average? So that later on you can come in and you can either double down on a certain audience there that has been working above average, or bid lower so you can take, only go after like the cheapest, in other words, you'll take less of it. You'll only pay so much, so ultimately you'll just get less of it, because you won't be eligible to have your ad show as much as you were because you're willing to pay a lower price. I won't go into the mechanics how that works, but that's the reality of it. So, and then once you're in position to do that, now you're in position to be able to get more leads for the same cost, get a better quality lead, get a lead or customer that's going to be worth more, that you could charge more money to, or you could sell more stuff to, or just more customers coming in general at the same level of ROI that you're getting them now. I skipped number 3, I'll come back to that. But basically if you are in A, B, or C here, where you're not getting enough leads right now for what you're spending, or the leads aren't good enough quality to be profitable, or you're at capacity in terms of number of clients you can serve, or what have you, you are going to then lower your bids on all keywords and all audiences that do not match the audiences that typically make the customers that you have your customers, the traits that your customers have, that the signature of what your customer looks like, if you will. So that ultimately, what this ultimately does is, once you do a bid adjustment on the things, in the audience menu, the things that do make your customers unique, and you do a plus 500% or plus 900% bid adjustment upwards on the traits that make your customers unique, and then on the traits that make your customers that don't make your customers unique, you do a negative 900% bid adjustment or whatnot there. Then what you have is basically for your keywords that you're targeting, your ad will only show up if when they search for those keywords, they also have one of these traits that make them unique, so to say. So ultimately, if your ad's only showing if you know that the people that match your customer list mostly are all parents, then you bid 900% more for those, but if they're not a parent, you're going to bid ultimately 900% less. Then, and you're targeting the same keywords, of course, if your ad's not being shown to people that aren't parents anymore, and then you take that wasted spend, and then when somebody is a parent, your ad is shown, well, now you're getting more leads for the same amount of money. So ads that weren't profitable before do become profitable. If leads are poor quality, of course, now the lead quality gets better because you're only targeting people searching for your keywords if they're also a parent, because that customer that's serious and buys from you is a parent on average, so we're only going to target them. And then people that, we're at capacity, we want to be able to make more from the same customers. Well, customers that are in the top 20% of our customers that end up spending the most, if those people are mainly they're mainly all parents, well, now we got a customer we know we can charge more, we can raise our prices, because ultimately we know the people we're going after that are responding are people that we can charge more to, because the people we could charge more to or normally would buy more from us are of that particular trait. So there's where we're going to be able to make more, get more leads or more customers using an audience bid adjustment itself, okay? If you're talking about D, you want more of the same customers, going into that next, all you're going to do is you're going to bid to start out, you add all your audience in there. You have all your audience, you add an audience that you're targeting, whether that be search or display campaigns, for matching all the traits that make your customers unique. And you're going to do a plus 200% bid adjustment on those. And then all the traits, the random traits that didn't match your customers, ultimately, you can do a negative 200% bid adjustment. And then what that'll do is automatically reroute budget, if you will, towards the people that look like they fit your customer profile, taking away from people that don't look like your customer profile. So you'll get a higher ROI on your advertising spend. But what it'll also do is put you in position to where you should be able to get more customers at the same cost. You'll double down on what's already working, if you will. And so what you do, that'll just be to start out, but where the magic really works here, or where it really comes in here, is you continue to run your ads, and then it tells you out of those 500 different audience traits, those audiences, which ones convert above average and what converts below average. And then what you do is you use something called a bid adjustment formula. You can Google that. And based upon how much above average that audience converts better than the average of what you're paying to get a lead or a sale in your account right now, you'll bid a certain percentage higher. So in other words, if you find out coffee drinkers convert on average 20% better than the account average in your account, well, you bid plus 20% higher on that particular coffee drinkers audience, so that anybody who drinks coffee that are searching for your keywords from now on will actually be eligible to show a higher percentage of the time and higher up in the rankings, and where you're in the top 4 ads there at the top of Google, which means you'll get more clicks out of the total people searching for that keyword. And now you got ability to scale your account intelligently, because you now know how to scale your account. Because if you were to just up your bids overall on your account, your ROI would go down. And you can't have your ROI go down. You won't be profitable anymore. What you need is the ROI to remain the same while being able to spend more. And this is what puts you in position to spend more, because you found out what section within what you're targeting, what audiences will produce above average, and then tell Google, I want to, instead of being shown 70% of the time, I want to be shown 100% of the time for this particular keyword, which they call in the marketing space, or what Google calls it as well, is impression share, i.e. out of 100 times that you could show, what percentage of the time do you show? And so that's how you're going to be able to get more customers at the same ROI using the audience bid adjustments for your account, okay? With all that said, doing the research of your customer and trying to do bid adjustments for customers that are either your ideal customers or just what looks like your customers in general, like I was talking about before, the real holy grail is just to set up revenue tracking in your account, so that when you get a customer, you import your revenue data into your account, so you can see from what audiences it's coming from specifically, and to what level, how much did they spend with that. And so, which basically goes along with what I told you about how to get more customers for the same cost. So if you're doing e-commerce already, that's pretty easy, because you can just automatically see your cart sales coming into your account. But if you're generating leads, you don't have the awareness about whether that lead turned into a sale and how much did they spend. So if you do something called offline conversion tracking, you can import all that revenue, and then on each individual audience there that you have, you can adjust your bids up or down based upon how well it's doing. Is it doing above average or below average? And obviously, even if you're selling products and you're doing e-commerce, by the way, if you have a lot of times, you guys, 10% or more of your orders are going to occur through the phone. The customer gives their credit card to you over the phone, or they call in and you put that customer's credit card information through your website for the customer, and that's lost data. Which the more data loss you have, the less accurate and less is possible with the audience level bidding adjustments that you can do. So you can use offline conversion tracking, and through the power of using CallRail, a call tracking service. When the customer calls in to order, or you put their order in through the website for the customer after them calling in, that data then about how much they spent comes into your account to go with your cart level tracking that you have. So you have the most data coming in, so that these audience bids are going to get you the customers at the cheapest rate and get you the most customers at the cost per customer that you're actually looking for, because you have the maximum level data that you're working from. So with that said, and then you can do manual adjustments on each audience level individually. However, once you have 1,000 conversions in your account, I still do recommend using for bid adjustment, instead of doing manual bid adjustments there, which even if you have maximized conversions bid adjustments, once you get 1,000 sales in your account and you had your conversion tracking set up, use maximized conversion value bid strategy on Google search campaigns, and let the algorithm do its thing, and then you can do manual bid adjustments on the audience menu, it will still have an effect. But for the most part, the algorithm will make its own adjustments on the audience level for you, even though I still recommend doing the manual bid adjustments on the audience level still. So, but the power of doing the adjustments on the audience level with having the revenue data flowing into your account, and as much of it as you can, and then having the maximized conversion value bidding going for you at the same time, you will get consistently more sales at a cheaper cost, or more sales at the same cost if you're happy where your cost per sale is, and keep getting more sales through this process. The same thing, of course, can be said about, I put here as a bonus strategy, when you're talking about location-based bidding adjustments. I know this is supposed to be about audience-based bid adjustments, but a lot of people I see, because I audit different people's ad accounts on an ongoing basis, when I look in people's ad accounts, they'll actually, if they're targeting United States, they only have United States there in their account. You should break that out. You should put, at the very least, each of the 50 states individually in the location targeting, so you could do a bid adjustment for each one. And if you're doing something on a local basis, you should have each individual city or town inside your market area listed individually, all the way down to cities that are 3,000 in population, so that you can do a bid adjustment on each one. Because the same whole concepts apply to that as I just mentioned about the audience level bidding. Certain parts of the city or the country will do above average, and some will do below. And if you want to get cheaper cost per conversion, you can do this bid adjustments on the city level or town level within the market that you serve, or state level. So, and you can do that either to get your cost per conversion down by just now only targeting the exact states that match your customer profile, or you can just get more sales at the same cost per sale and doing a bid adjustment either up or down based upon whether that city or state does above or below average, like I was talking about before on the audience level bid adjustments that you can do. So just thought I would add that in there too, because this has just as big of an impact, i.e. this location targeting, for the most part, as the audience level bid adjustments. Well, I won't say it's just the audience bid adjustments have a bigger impact than the location bid adjustments, but it's significant. Most you guys in most markets, you're going to find there's certain states where you do 2, 3, 4 times better as a whole than other states, because it's just, there are trends there, and for you not to capitalize on those trends, you're just throwing money away, basically. With all the effort that it takes to run your business and make efficiency gains in your operations, this is something that works every time, and all you have to do is sit on your butt and do it one time, and then once it's done, you got it there, and it'll be maintained for you, other than having the time to do the bid adjustments later on, all automatically for you from now on. And the name of the game is, the more data that you build up in your account, the more accurate these adjustments get, the better your results could become. Either to get more sales, or the sale is going to be cheaper and cheaper on an ongoing basis, depending on what you value on an ongoing basis, or as per the topic of the video, the customers being able to, you can charge the customers more because you're getting a higher and higher bead on the people that will spend more money itself. So it'll get a lead to be more profitable because you get the right leads in, and you get a customer to be more profitable by getting the people that are willing to spend more in and through your system. So with that said, I'll pretty much wrap it up with that. If you liked the video, appreciate it if you give it a like, and consider subscribing, as I have a lot of other content on this particular channel on how to make money with ads on Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, and so forth, coming straight from the source of someone who manages several dozen ad accounts on an ongoing basis. But specifically the strategy, I have a team of people that help me execute. So as far as needing to know what works out there in today's environment in terms of these ad platforms, I do nothing but test strategies and know pretty much on an ongoing basis what strategies work and what don't work. I'm not a YouTuber who just tries to sell a course or something like that, it's coming straight from the source. And so with that, you should subscribe. It's the best information you're literally going to find online about practical information on how to actually make money. Not what a certain button does, but how to make money. And if you like the channel, you'll also like my blog at guaranteedppc.com/blog, where I have other content about how to make money with ads from myself there. I also have a column at entrepreneur.com. If you're into the latest and greatest on stuff that's also working, you can find my work there as well. So with that, if you have any questions about anything I covered today in terms of audience level bidding or any other ad related question, I'd be happy to help you try to answer it for you. Just leave me a comment below. I'll get back to you. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment within a day or two. Beyond that, as a last final note, I offer an ad management service here that, basically we guarantee results for clients. In that, what does that mean? That means if we can't get you more sales results on your campaign at the same, ad spend that you have now, or maintaining your cost per sale while getting you more sales, then we don't take a fee at all, and we'll get you so much results on your account before we take a fee at all. So there's nothing to pay out of pocket when it comes to paying us and working with us in general. The catch is, if there is a catch, is you got to have a good product or service that in order for us to represent you. But if everything is in check at your business, you just need the best ad strategy to really start cashing out in your business, or to capitalize your business idea, then I'd love to hear from you and see if we can work together. I'll get you an estimate of how much sales results I can get up for your company, and that is free of charge. So I can tell you about what can be done with your campaign either way, whether we work together or not. You can get that assessment from me on what's the possibilities with it. So reach out to me if you're interested in that. Guaranteedppc.com. I'll be happy to give you a quote or assessment on what you're doing and advice on what you're doing. If you're just you're trying to manage your accounts yourself, you don't need an ad manager, but you still want good results and want a little help doing that. If you're in a market we've gotten results in before, we sell campaign templates for different markets that we've worked in already, to where, like, for instance, if you're a plumber, you can take our campaign that we set up for the plumbing market, copy and paste those results into your account, and get really good results with none of the work. Just a one-time fee of paying us for our template, you can get those results for yourself, and you would know what results you can get up front because we already got results in that market. So what you're ultimately getting is multiple years of optimizing a campaign, get every efficiency gain that we can get out of that for that market from day one on your account, because you're going to copy and paste what works directly in your account from our account. And we provide landing page templates to go with it, everything you need to get a good result and know what the result would be up front. These results are so good that we have a lot of people will just take our campaign templates, outsource all the work to another party, and take 10% of the cash coming in for their cut. And because they have the winning campaign template, that works. So if you're looking to start a new business, that's a really good idea for a business idea itself. Anyway, I'll pretty much wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video though, and I hope to see you back on my next video where we have another great strategy for you then. See you later.